You will never heal until you understand this about your mother. Carl Jung. There's a hidden truth. A truth that most people will spend their entire lives avoiding. Because it's uncomfortable. It's heavy. It's raw. You will never fully heal. You will never fully step into your power. You will never fully break free from your own invisible chains until you face one thing: your relationship with your mother. Her love, her absence, her control, her chaos, her suffocating care, or her emotional distance. Whatever it was, it shaped you. It built the architecture of how you see yourself, how you see women, how you receive love, how you believe you're supposed to be treated. And whether you realize it or not, her voice became the voice inside your head. Her approval became the drug you spent your life chasing. Or her rejection became the weight you still carry every day. Carl Jung knew this truth. The mother wound is the deepest wound. And until you face it, you'll keep wondering why you always feel almost enough, almost worthy, almost whole, but never fully. Look closely at your life, at every relationship you've had, at the way you respond to rejection, at the way you handle love, at the way you either chase validation or run from intimacy entirely. It's not random. It's not just personality. It's programming. Because the mother wound isn't always about abuse. It isn't always loud. It isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's her silence. Sometimes it's her absence. Sometimes it's her overprotection that taught you love is suffocating. Or maybe it was her instability, her moods, her chaos, the way you never knew which version of her you'd get that day. And your nervous system? It remembers. It remembers how it learned to shrink itself, to stay small, to stay pleasing, to never rock the boat. Or the opposite. It remembers how it learned to harden, to close, to detach from love entirely, because love never felt safe. And now, as an adult, you keep replaying those patterns. Not because you want to, but because until you face it, you don't know how not to. The harsh reality is this: if you don't face the mother wound, you won't just carry it. You'll become it. You'll become the man who either desperately chases approval or violently rejects it. The man who either bends himself to be loved, playing small, playing nice, always over-explaining, always apologizing for existing, or the man who walls himself off, cold, detached, telling himself he doesn't need anyone, that love is weakness, but both are prisoners. Both are trapped in the same invisible cage, built by childhood, reinforced by silence, strengthened by pretending it doesn't exist. And the scariest part? Until you bring it into the light, you'll keep thinking this is just who I am. You'll keep calling it personality, when in reality, it's programming, it's survival. It's a blueprint written in a language you never consented to. But here's the truth. Carl Jung understood. What was written without your permission can be rewritten by your decision. Here's the truth no one ever told you. The mother wound isn't just pain. It's untapped power. Because the same energy that taught you to survive can now be turned into the energy that teaches you how to lead, how to build, how to stand. The love you never fully received, you give it to yourself now, not as a pity game, not as some cheesy affirmation, but as a declaration, as a decision. You stop begging for love and start becoming the source of it. You stop shrinking yourself to be accepted and start expanding yourself until the world has no choice but to adjust. The instability that taught you to walk on eggshells, it now becomes the reason why you read rooms better than anyone, why you sense energy shifts before people open their mouths, why your intuition is deadly accurate, and the chaos that once made you feel unsafe now becomes proof that you can stand calm inside any storm, because the man who survived the absence of safety becomes the man who can create it for himself, for others, for his future. The wound, it never disappears, but it does transform. And when it transforms, so do you. You start noticing something. The more you stop seeking love in the places it never existed, the more powerful you become. You stop walking into rooms hoping to be accepted. You start walking into rooms expecting nothing and commanding everything. Because the boy who once needed constant reassurance becomes the man who reassures himself, the man who holds his own ground without asking permission to exist. And suddenly, you realize the patterns start breaking. You stop attracting chaos. You stop entertaining disrespect. You stop tolerating half love, half effort, half anything. Because the man who's no longer addicted to approval becomes the man the world starts seeking approval from. Your boundaries get sharper. Your voice gets firmer. Your presence gets heavier. Not because you're angry, not because you're bitter, but because you finally realized you were never here to beg for love. You were here to embody it, to become the source, to build the safety, the stability, the structure that no one ever gave you. At this point, you stop living in reaction. You stop living in response to what you didn't get, because you've realized you were never supposed to spend your life fixing the past. You were supposed to outgrow it. The little boy who was once desperate for comfort, for approval, for permission to be enough, he's still there. But now, he's looking up at someone else, at you, at the man you've chosen to become. And for the first time, he's safe. Not because the world got softer, not because the people who failed him changed, but because you became the protector, the leader, the father, and the mother he always needed. The silence that used to feel like punishment, now it feels like peace. The distance that used to feel like rejection, now feels like freedom. And the love that used to feel like something you had to chase, now feels like something you carry, something you own, something you radiate, without asking for it back. The wildest realization is this: the day you stop running from your wounds, the day you stop chasing what was never given, you become the one who ends it, the one who breaks the cycle. No more passing down fear, no more passing down silence, no more teaching the next generation that love has to be earned, that presence has to be chased, that safety is a luxury. You become the proof that it ends with you, not because the pain disappeared, not because the past changed, but because you decided, I will no longer be a reflection of what broke me. I will be a reflection of what rebuilt me. And here's the part no one tells you. When you become the one who no longer needs to be rescued, you become the one others look to for strength, for guidance, for safety. The version of you who was once invisible, once unheard, once unloved, now walks like a giant, now moves like a king, now stands like someone who finally realized, I was never here to be chosen. I was here to choose myself. So here's the final truth. Your mother may have failed. She may have been absent. She may have been overbearing. She may have been broken. Or maybe she simply didn't know how to love in the way you needed. But that's not your destiny. That's not your identity. That's not your ending. You are not here to carry the weight of her wounds. You are not here to be a reflection of her chaos, or her pain, or her silence. You are here to become the man she couldn't show you how to be. Not out of anger, not out of blame, but out of the deepest truth there is. You were always the one meant to break it, the one meant to rebuild it. You were never here to beg for love. You were here to become love, to become presence, to become safety, to become the living proof that what broke you never had the power to define you. And from this moment forward, you are no longer the son of your mother's pain. You are the father of your own peace and the king of your own destiny. It ends with you, and everything changes, starting now.